Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Les Brown's Motivational Monday Night Call, your place for motivation and inspiration with world-renowned speaker, author, coach, Mr. Les Brown. We welcome you to this platform that he has provided to continue to inspire thousands of voices of hope all over the planet. Today, it's Monday, October 19th, and we're grateful for your presence here tonight. For our new callers, welcome to the family. For our repeat supporters, we say thank you for being here and for sharing the message that we have every single Monday evening on this call. My name is Dr. Stacie N.C. Grant, and I have the privilege of being with you tonight, not only as your host, but to share a special message. It is amazing that this year seems to be flying by, and we're in the fourth quarter, and there's still so much left to be done for us to finish strong in 2015. So I want to let you know a couple of ways in which you can connect directly with Mr. Brown during this fourth quarter. For those of you who have not been on the website, you can visit www.lesbrown.com. That's www.lesbrown.com. We're updating information there daily on where he'll be and some of the extra special announcements that are coming out this fourth quarter. So make sure you connect there and stay connected. Also on social media at brown.les, that's brown.les on Facebook. And you can hear from him in small video clips. You can also see links to the videos that some of you enjoy on YouTube, as well as getting an inspirational message from him on that page. You can also see Les live in London. Those of you who are calling from the UK, we'll be in the UK on October 24th, this Saturday. There's going to be an event there, lesbrowninlondon.com. If you go to that website, lesbrowninlondon.com. For those of you calling in from the UK, make sure you get your ticket so you can see him live. And guess who? Yours truly will be with him there as well. Then you have an opportunity to see Mr. Brown all the way in LA at a very special speaker training with the First Family of Motivation, and that is going to be on November 20th, 2015. He will also then be in Topeka, Kansas. So for those of you who are in that area, you can go to dinnerwithles.com, dinnerwithles.com, for you to reserve your seat for a private dinner with Les Brown, Dr. Ruben West, myself, and Roland Manny. It's going to be an epic event. And then we're going to be kicking off the new year with a special training in Orlando, Florida, January 22nd to the 23rd, 2016. And that information is also on lesbrown.com. So as you can see, Mr. Brown is quite busy. He also has private events that he will be doing before the quarter is up. But when you can see him live, you want to make sure that you take advantage of the opportunity to be up close and personal. He is on a mission. He wants to remind as many people as possible about the greatness inside of them and what it is that we need to do to finish strong for 2015. So I want to have a brief conversation with you tonight. I want you to do me a favor. Open up your hearts and lend me your ears for a few moments as I share something that I've been working on and speaking to some of my clients about it. And I want it to be an opportunity for us to really go a little bit deeper in what we're manifesting, the things that we are calling into existence, the place where we want to be come December 31st of 2015. See, when this year started, I, like most, thought about all of the things and the visions and the excitement of what 2015 would bring and what we wanted to accomplish. And I particularly had a lot of things on my mind with family goals and, dealing with a child that was graduating from high school and making college decisions. There was a lot going on. But as the year continues to unfold, can you relate to the fact that life happens in real time, right? There are things that are happening to us and things that we're seeing, and the vision of what we wanted January 1st of this year might have slightly altered come October 19th, that life might have shown up in a way that made us have to adjust. I know I had to make a few adjustments due to the loss of loved ones and business plans and decisions that might have taken a left turn. You know, think about your year and where you are now, because this is a critical and pivotal moment in 2015 for us to reflect and then to readjust, recalibrate, reassess what we need to do to walk with confidence and conviction with that greatness inside of us that Mr. Brown talks about. That at this point in time, we can't change what's happened from January 1st to October 19th. We can't erase the moments of time that have impacted our lives, whether it be in a joyful way or one that's made our hearts a little sad. We can't change what has brought us to this point. But what we can do is take deliberate action now. What we can do is be able to assess for ourselves, what are we actually going to do, maybe just a little bit more, a little different, so that we can manifest and create for ourselves the finish, the strong finish that we are looking forward to for the end of 2015. See, some people right now are planning the holiday shopping. They're already purchasing food for family celebrations. They're singing carols. They're preparing for mistletoes to hang, and basically throwing their hands up in the air saying, well, the year's over. We'll just start over come January. But I say, no. Now is the time for those who are serious, those of us who continue to be attracted to the words that Les Brown shares, those of us that understand that when we plug in to this call, when we listen to a YouTube video, when we hear the words, when we read the books, that there's a yearning inside of us for more. Those of us that come together every single week and are connected by our focus, that our conversations can no longer be the same, that we must constantly put ourselves in a position of stretching our mind, of reaching higher, of going deeper, and challenging ourselves to do even more than we did the day before. Those of us that come together every single week realize that this time is the time to turn up the volume. This time is the time to figure out how to invest in ourselves. This time is the time for us to reach out and go to a live program and event, or to purchase a program, or to be able to put ourselves in position to evaluate who we are mentored by, who we are inspired by, who we are learning from, so that we are not doing the same thing over and over again. After all, somebody very brilliant once said that that's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And none of us are insane, because we understand that there's more. We understand that there is an urgency and a fire in our belly. There's an urgency and a desire to bring more to our lives. There's an urgency and a desire to be the example in our family. There's an urgency and desire to start our own businesses. There's an urgency and desire to create products and programs that can change people's lives. There's an urgency and desire for us to stand in the place of creating financial opportunities for those in our community. Whatever it is, it requires that we move with confidence and conviction. And then I thought about it, and I was reading a story in a magazine about an entrepreneur that was excited about how that they can really move forward and take a leap and start off and build something from scratch, and not having the resources and not having big funders or having people around them to do it. And one of the things that they shared in this article was the fact that their raw desire, that their excitement about what they wanted to do, their just raw intent on making it happen kept them grounded when people told them no, kept them grounded when friends laughed at them when they were making up their mixtures in the kitchen, when they were dreaming of how they would sell in stores, when they were thinking about what was going to be next for them. And, I ended up meeting that entrepreneur that they were talking about, is an amazing woman, Miko Branch. She and her sister built a natural hair care company, and we've become great friends. And I sat down with her and I said, how did you keep moving forward? How did you still get up day in and day out mixing and creating? She said, you know what, Stacie? She said, we watched our grandmother do so much more with less. We learned from her, and we knew that there was magic there, that we knew if we could just get the right formula, it would catch on. If we could just focus on using our gifts and talents, that the rest would come, that we didn't have to worry about the fact that there was no big benefactor. There was no one hanging around to write the $1 million check. There was no one willing to give us a chance in their shop. So we had to create our own opportunity. We just kept trying, and we kept going back to the drawing board, and we went to clients that would come to our home for us to do their hair. We just kept trying. We didn't give up. And I said, wow, just from taking one step and putting your foot in front of the other to take a second step, you mean to tell me that your multi-million-dollar career just started from your raw passion and desire to use what you had? I said, absolutely. We made a lot of mistakes. We learned as we went. We continued moving on, and it wasn't easy, but it was worth it because we stuck to what we knew we had. We stuck to what we knew was given to us. We stuck to the dream, and we realized that if we could just hold on long enough, Providence would step in. If we could just hold on long enough, we could see our way through to that vision. And I say to you tonight, what is it that you have? What is it that you are focused on? Where are you at this point in time in 2015? Have you fully exercised everything within your being to finish this year strong? Have you put yourself in a position of winning only? Are you at the point where you realize that failure is not an option? And if we don't challenge ourselves to push past the uncomfortable moments, the things that might not add up the right way, the people that might try to rain on our parade. Do you know some of those folks? That's a whole nother talk, because sometimes you have to love people from a distance. You can't have the regular conversations anymore. You can't hang around the people that just want to watch reality TV or be on social media 24 hours a day. You have to shift your conversation to those who are elevating your consciousness, to those who are challenging you to expand your mindset, those that are helping you to develop your skill set, those that are having the conversations that matter. At this time in the year, it's critical to put your stake in the ground and make a decision. It's more than just being inspired on a Monday night call. It's more than tuning into a YouTube video and feeling on fire. It's more than reading a Facebook post and feeling that you are unconquerable. It requires action. It requires the application of the knowledge. It requires not sitting on the sidelines, but jumping into the game and making a play. You know, it's football season in the United States, and all those who love that game of football sit around doing their coaching from the sidelines or from their couches and wanting to tell teams what to do and how to play. And while I have a limited knowledge about how to move the ball down the court, here's one thing, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, or any sport, you can't win the game if you don't make a play. You can't win the game if you're sitting on the bench. You can't win the game if you're not invested in the success of the team and how your role impacts the next move. And I say right now, what is your next play? What is it that you are going to do October 19th, 2015, that's different from January 1st? What is it that you are positioning yourself for so that you can go ahead and win your own Super Bowl trophy of your life? You know, for those who don't know football, that's the grand prize of the season. And I say, you know, while it's great to watch those play their games, be in the game of life, your game. We don't get a second chance to do this thing called life. We don't get a second opportunity to do the plays that matter. Every day is a blessing. Every day is a gift. And it's our decision. It is our ability to move past inspiration and get to results. It is our job to deliver to the world the very thing that we've been given. When Les Brown created this line, when he created this call, when he comes to bring his messages or he sends us to deliver something to inspire action in your life, it wasn't just for 30 minutes of feeling wonderful. It was for what's next. What's the play? What are you going to decidedly do differently to attract to yourself the very thing that you're seeking? He said it years ago, and I repeat it often. What you're seeking is also seeking you. But if you don't take action, if you don't make the right decisions, if you don't surround yourself with the people and conversations that matter, 2015 will end the same way it started. The next couple of weeks will pass by whether we decide we take action or not. But those who hear my voice, those who tune in to hear Les Brown, those who read the books, those who listen to the words of the post, those who watch the YouTube videos and take action will see a shift in their lives from October 19th to December 31st. Now is the time where people are sowing the right seeds or reaping the ones that they had from January till now. Now is the time that people are working through getting on the other side of any challenge or issue that has risen through 2015. Tonight, I wanted to have this conversation with you because I know someone is going to do more than be inspired. Someone is going to do more than just listen. Someone is actually going to take action. And I want to leave you with a process that I've shared with some of my clients. And it's something that has helped them get out of the way of what's coming into their life and the abundance that they're seeking. It's something that has helped them refocus their objectives and get in gear for pulling together these next 2.5 months of their life so that they can finish strong. I'm into words. You know, there's power in words. There's power in what we speak. And I've been decoding in my classes at Destiny Designers University what words mean. And this month we've been focused on the word purge, P-U-R-G-E, purge. And I like to decode words because when we speak it, we give it life. When we speak it, we digest it. When we speak it, people see it on us. When we speak it, we're able to change the direction and conversation of where we're going. So my gift to you tonight is to decode the purge so that you can now clear anything out of the way that's been a stumbling block, clear anything out of the way that has made you question your worth, clear anything out of the way that has stopped you from moving with volume and velocity towards your goals, clear anything out of the way that is preventing you from finishing strong. So the first part, if you have a pen or paper, I invite you just to write down the purge decoded, and we're going to start with the letter P. Prioritize your objectives. See, sometimes we try to do way too much at one time. It doesn't mean that you can't accomplish many different layers to your goal, but we must really have an honest conversation with ourselves and prioritize where our objectives lie. Because if you're like me, let me tell you what used to happen to me. I'd have all these great ideas. How many of you out there have all these ideas running through your head? You listen to Les Brown, you listen to this call, you might tune into other professional growth and development experts, and you're like, okay, I can do this, I can write a book, I can find a cure for cancer, I can start a real estate company, and you have all these things running through your mind. And they're all great ideas, but you need to learn how to focus on one at a time. That's what I had to do. I had to prioritize the objective. What's really important at this time? Where does my energy serve me? What should I really be focused on now? And now more than ever in this last quarter of the year, prioritizing your objectives is essential for you to be able to have the building blocks to start the best year of your life in 2016, because after all, we should be getting better every year. We should be growing more every year. We should be leaving our mark and a legacy in a way that our children's children's children will talk about. So prioritize your objectives. What is important to you right now? Where do you need to put your focus? Is it on your health? Because if we don't take care of ourselves, how can we serve those who need us? Is it on our finances? Because without financial resources, there are no choices and options. Is it on building out your business opportunity? Is it on creating opportunities to purchase real estate? Where is your objective? But something has to take priority. The rest, they go on what I call the parking lot of ideas, and you can put them there to focus on one at a time. But right now, this fourth quarter, where are you prioritizing your objectives? So that's number one. Number two, unclutter your environment. That's the you. Unclutter your environment. I was cracking up reading another colleague talk about the fact that when she was growing up, her mom had to come in and do like a clean sweep of her room to prevent the health department from coming in. Now, I don't know if you've ever been that bad, and maybe it's not your physical environment that needs to be uncluttered, because here's a secret. If there's too much clutter around you, if there's too much in your physical environment, it clutters your brain. You can't concentrate on your goal. You can't be clear on what it is that you're building because your mind keeps shifting on all that's around in your physical environment. But maybe it's not as bad as that. Maybe you don't have to have a threat of the health department coming to clear out your physical space. It might be mental clutter. Maybe it might be just too many people, too many situations that have challenged your self-worth, too many individuals that didn't have faith in you, too many people that didn't speak life over you, and you need to clear that out of your mind. Or maybe it's some relationships that need to be uncluttered in our environment. Maybe there's some people that we really have to love from a distance, and we can no longer afford for them to take up the capacity in our daily space. We can't afford for them to be in our ear constantly talking about the same old thing, but not willing to do anything different. I've shared before from the book, What Makes the Great Great. Dennis Kimbrough talks about the fact that if you're the smartest person in your group, you need a new group. It's not about what you can do all the time. It's about how many people are around you that are smarter, that are driven, that can challenge you to up-level your game. So sometimes we might even need to unclutter our emotional relationships in our environment. But that's the you. Unclutter your environment. The R, release to increase. There are things that we hold on to. And, you know, I had to think back on some of the reasons why I love to keep certain things. And here's my confession to you, just between me and you. My grandmother taught me, don't throw anything out. You never know when you're going to need it. And I took that to heart, and it apparently resonated in my mind for so many years that I unconsciously realized that I was just keeping for the sake of keeping, because she'd always said, don't throw it out. So it's like you were disobeying, and for me, it was like I was disobeying my grandmother if I threw it out, because I never knew when I would need it. But here's the thing. if we don't release, if we don't make space, if we don't let go the things that are not priority, that are not serving us, that are cluttering our minds, our physical space, our hearts, then we can't make room for the increase. We can't make room for what needs to come in. We can't make room for the abundance that is seeking you. So the ability to release so that you can increase. If you haven't touched it, used it, thought about it, maybe it's time to let it go. Maybe blessing someone else so that you can open up just a little room. You know, it's amazing when you think about sunshine. If you're in a dark room and you just crack the door or you just slightly move the blinds, that light bursts through. And think about the abundance and what you're seeking bursting through once you're able to release the things that don't serve you so that you can increase your productivity. And then the G, gain clarity on your purpose. Now, this is the juiciest part of it all. Gain clarity on your purpose. All of us have a purpose, and I know that for years, I didn't think that what my purpose was measured up to other people. I didn't think it was important enough to develop programs or to share my voice. I didn't think it was important enough for other people to be able to be impacted, not just by inspiration, but by the results that I was able to offer them and help them to sort through so that they could graduate to that next best version of themselves. I wasn't clear on my value, and I charge you today as we round out this quarter, if you're not already clear, and if it's still a little fuzzy, or if you could even make it better, gain clarity on your purpose, what you've been given, your assignment, that special cake you can bake, maybe the book that you're writing, maybe the movie you'll star in, maybe the piece of real estate that you will purchase, maybe the relationship that will be an example for others, maybe a parenting role that you can play. It's been given to you. Les Brown can't do your job. I can't do your job. Only you can offer this world the gift that you've been given. And don't overcomplicate it. Don't feel it has to look like somebody else's gift or talent. What you have, your purpose, your ability to share that with the world will allow us all to be better. When your light shines, you liberate others to do the same, as Marianne Williamson would say from A Course in Miracles. So this is your time to gain clarity on your purpose so that you can execute. And the E, experience the life you deserve. Oh, that's the best part of Purge Decoded. Experience the life you deserve. You deserve the best. Why must we be complacent or feel that we need to be in a place of discomfort or in a place of not growing or not experiencing the best of life? Why must it be someone else? Why not you? You can experience the life you deserve. You can find joy in each moment. It's a decision. It's a choice, even in the most challenging of situations. And I think about Tiffany, who's on this call tonight. I've gotten to know Tiffany. She's been an avid listener and supporter of this Les Brown call. She actually engaged in one of the programs that I have. And getting to know her and hear her, it gives me inspiration because you know what? Tiffany is living with multiple sclerosis. Tiffany is living with the challenge of moving her limbs on a daily basis, but she's still taking care of her girls and her grandfather. She has every excuse in the world to say she doesn't want to keep doing it, or she doesn't want to be happy, or she doesn't want to look for the joy, or she doesn't want to gain clarity on her purpose, or she doesn't want to release the increase, or she doesn't want to unclutter her environment. But instead, every time you speak to Tiffany, she has a joy in her voice. Every time you hear her, she is determined to experience the life that she deserves. She knows that this is not something that has come to stay, that she's still looking for the blessing. She's still looking for the miracle. She's living it each day. She makes a decision to get up and put one foot in front of the other to get up and still inspire her girls to get up and share her story as she's working on a way for it to last and be a part of her legacy, the way she's raised her girls, the way she's challenged medicine, who said that her grandfather wouldn't live past 80, and I think now he's 83, and she's been taking care of him in the midst of her challenge. See, life doesn't have to be perfect for you to experience joy. Life doesn't have to always add up one in a row. But what it will do is open up your mind to new possibilities if you can just stay in the space of knowing that what you're seeking is also seeking you. See, if you can right now, as we close this conversation, focus on finishing strong for 2015, remembering where you started, celebrating the successes of this year, and appreciating the lessons learned in the rough patches, or the healing that's still continuing from life just really coming up on the blind side. If you can just add all those things and count it all joy for the fact that we're on this line together, for the fact that you still have breath, for the fact that where there's breath, there's hope, for the fact that Les Brown has opened up a new way of thinking and being for you, for the fact that it is not over until you win, as he would say, for the fact that your life matters, that your voice, your product, your services, whatever it is that you're doing, it's needed. And if you would take the time to purge away those things that aren't serving you, those things that aren't pushing you forward, those things that are holding you back, you prioritize your objectives, you unclutter your environment, you release to increase, you gain clarity on your purpose, you will experience the life you deserve. You can cash that and take it to the bank, because I know that this is your time. I can feel the energy of those who are serious, that no more just inspiration in the moment, but it's now for time for the application. It's now time to turn that inspiration into results. And if that is you, and if this is your time, you'll appreciate one of the passages that Les Brown shares on stages over the world, and his mother used to love to hear him say it, and he got it from the author Burton Braley. And I've adopted it myself because it keeps me encouraged. It keeps me focused, because this is our time. And it says if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all you do is dream and scheme about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all terror of the opposition for it, if you simply go after that thing that you want with all your capacity, strength, and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern personality, if neither cold, poverty, famine, nor gout, sickness or pain of body or brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you beseech it and beset it, with the help of God, you will get it. That's my story tonight, and I'm sticking to it. So if this touched you, if you're ready for the next level, I'm going to open up the calls just to hear who's ready to finish strong in 2015. And you're going to take this message tonight, you're going to apply it, and you're going to share with us the results. So stand by, everybody.
All callers are unmuted. All callers are muted and may unmute themselves by pressing *6.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the lines are open. You can press *6 if you want to unmute your line, if you have a question and or a comment, and I'll tell you how you can stay in touch with me after the call if you want to continue the conversation.